What's up, guys? This is a little out of my realm, I guess, of what I planned on posting on my channel, but I see a lot of people making, you know, Bluetooth radios or speaker boxes, and I just figured I'd, you know, show people how I make my own setup or how I make my own Bluetooth speaker box. Usually I just buy the stuff off Amazon. I try to find the speakers, you know, Amazon used. Typically you get them for like 20 bucks. Originally they're like, you know, $80 or $60. So I get the speakers used on Amazon. Most of the time I thrift shop these steel boxes. I always go with the steel boxes. It's easy to cut. They're steel, so you can weld to them if you have to or whatever. But got a steel box for basically a toolbox. And I'll flip you over now so you can see what I'm talking about. Comes with this template here where you can just cut out the speaker cutout diameter, which I cut it out already, and then I used the piece and I traced it onto a piece of cardboard. I don't know where I put my cutout piece, but oh, it's probably in here. So I cut this out, which, I mean, it tells you everything, where to cut it, you know, remove the shaded material, just put it on a piece of cardboard so that way you got a lip on the edge so you can make a good circle. Obviously I measured out the box so I could put the speakers even, you know, in the box. I had a spare battery somewhere. I have another battery. I have no idea where I put it. I'll find it here in a second. Oh, here it is. Found it. So I got this battery here. It's super tiny, but I've already used it in another speaker box. I have this one, or I have this one here that I can throw in the box. Hopefully it should fit with the speakers in there. If not, I'll just go with this slimmer one, and maybe I'll just stack two of these together to try to make this one. Other than that, these are just some Pyle Hydra, you know, marine speakers for a boat, basically. Everything's built into one speaker, so this is the passive speaker, I believe is what they call it, and then this is the active speaker. This one basically has the amplifier and everything built into it. All you got to do is hook up your battery power, obviously 12 volts, and then your passive speaker. So this speaker will send power to the other speaker. The Bluetooth's built into the speaker. You got RCA inputs. If you wanted to hook it to your TV or computer or whatnot. At the moment, I've already drilled my holes, made my lines, made it even. Now I'm gonna use my jigsaw to cut out the perfect circle so I can drop my speakers in. Once I drop them in, it's basically plug and play from there. I'm just gonna, you know, drill 4 holes to mount the speaker in. It comes with the hardware in here and these little clips to hold the speaker in. It comes with wiring for the other speaker. It's chintzy little wire, but it works fine, I mean, for what you're gonna do with. Other than that, I have a 12 volt plug-in, like USB voltmeter, a cigarette lighter that I designate to my charging port. I just use this Black & Decker charging battery tender, and basically it looks like this. I already sold my other one with another speaker box that I sold, so it looks like this, but it has a cigarette lighter plug on the end of it. So I just designate the cigarette lighter plug to the battery direct lead. So you just plug it in and charge your radio box, and it'll just automatically shut off when it's done. So this is just a Porter cable. A friend of mine gave me this for free. He knows what I do with the metal boxes, so he likes to go dumpster diving and trash picking. So every time he finds something cool, he shoots me a picture and just tells me he's gonna grab it for me and put it to the side, which is awesome because, I mean, I bought some like this this Makita one here that I thought I was gonna be able to use, but it's just too shallow for setting these speakers in. So I mean, it literally just like kisses it, just, I mean, it's right on the edge. So I can make that into one, but I don't have enough real estate to fit, you know, 2 speakers. Maybe if I don't even know if it would work if I did it back to back or whatnot, but I might give this one a try eventually. But I already measured this guy out and it already works perfect, so I'm just gonna go ahead and send it with that one. I will, shoot, I'll just leave the camera on and let y'all see me cut it so you can see, I mean, how easy it is. Let me get the camera set up and we'll cut you on when I start cutting. So that's one hole right there. Got a little flat on that side, but that's just a little file. I can clean that up. Now I'm gonna cut this other hole. Definitely wear glasses, safety glasses. I'm telling you, 100%. This thing cleans pieces of metal in your eye. I've already got a piece of metal in my eye. I had to go to the eye doctor. Couldn't get it out, used a magnet to get it out. It was crazy. Definitely not worth it. Definitely not worth the headache. Safety glasses all day. Be smart. Make sure when you're cutting it too, you're pushing down on the jigsaw, because like you seen there, it popped out, and sometimes you don't get as lucky and it'll jack up the metal, and then you got to beat it out, try to fix it and make it flat again. It's just, so make sure when you're using the jigsaw, you push down on it so that way the blade stays inside and it doesn't jank to pull the metal in and out. That'll throw you off, mess your cut up, make you mad. You don't want to be mad. Nobody wants to be mad. So now we got the holes cut. So it looks like I might have to do a little shaving on the corners just to make sure it sets real good. I mean, that's the only... So there we go. I got both speakers in there. On the back side, I'll probably put the, where is it at? Hold on. So I've already bought like most of this stuff just because I got it. Most of it was already used, or I mean, I don't think this piece was used, but I was gonna build that Makita one, like I said, just it didn't end up fitting. I try to go with like the aluminum plated one, so that way it's not, I don't know, better, I guess. instead of the plastic. So this is what I usually get. So I get like the Marine 12-volt cigarette lighter. I try to get like USB, so that way you could charge a device, or you know, your phone, or people in their vapes, they always end up like, hey, can I charge my vape on that? So your voltmeter, so that way you know what your battery's sitting at if you have to charge it, and then obviously your on and off switch. So I'll put this on the back side, maybe up towards the top, because the battery's gonna be down below. But that's what it looks like. This is Amazon also. It's like $21 or 20 bucks, depending on which one you get and the style, waterproof, if it comes with more switches. I believe it's just like a 12-volt gang rocker switch panel. 12-volt gang rocker switch panel is what you look up on Amazon to find it. So yeah, the speakers now are set in. I might just have to do a little fine trimming around the back sides of it. We'll see. I'll set this over here for now. See what I got here. Really not that bad. Maybe like right here on this side. Oh, you could see like where it's clear right over here, and then this side's just barely catching on the speaker. So when you go to tighten that down, it's gonna push or pull the metal, so it'll make a gap behind the speaker and the seal. And then, I mean, you'll be able to get water and stuff in there, so you just got to do like a little fine tuning around the edges here on the speakers, and then, you know, you'll be fine. As far as like the battery, you see the battery will sit like that, and the switch panel will be up here on the top side, battery will be down there, and I'll just run all my wires over here. I mean, it's not very many wires either way. Hooking this up is not much, but you can see what I'm getting at. And I mean, I've made probably I probably made like 8 or 9 of these or more. I sold them at my old company. I would build them, bring them in, and then people would ask me, where did you buy that? And I tell them I built it, and they're like, what? So next thing you know, it turned into me buying all these boxes off eBay and building it for all my other fellow employees at my company. And it turned into another little hobby that I do. It's just fun. I like building them. It's different. It's, you know, it's fun making something out of nothing, or nothing into something. You know what I mean. But yeah, so I'm gonna file up these corners and clean this up, because there's like little burrs and whatnots, and I'll try to clean that up better. And I'll try to get the screws put in, so that way the speakers won't fall out every time I move it. Once that's done, I can basically start, you know, lining up where I want to put my gang switch, and I could start mounting that or cutting the hole for that, which is typically, I usually just take the switches out and I trace out the holes for each one, and then I just use a unibit, which is a step bit, unibit, whatever people want to call it. Unibit, step, right here, this guy. So that step bit right there, you just drill a small hole and then, you know, bore it out to whatever you need it to. This thing comes in handy. So yeah, trying to do this one-handed. So that's this part. I'm going to fine tune the holes for my speakers, drill the holes, mount my speakers, and then I'll start on cutting out or drilling out the holes for that, which I can already see it's probably gonna be perfect. And then yeah, I'll get my battery in there, and that basically makes a Bluetooth speaker. They're obviously 6.5-inch speakers. It says 600 watts max power, which, I mean, you know, it's like 300 watts RMS, which it's probably 150 watts maybe. They scream. I got them at my ceiling in my garage. Those are 8-inch speakers up there. And I mean, if I shut my garage door, those are super duper loud. I mean, it's like home theater system in here. So, I mean, I've already put these 6.5s in many boxes and they work phenomenal. I honestly, this brand Pyle, at first I thought they were a pile of, you know, but they honestly have the best Bluetooth quality. The sound that comes out of the speakers is crisp, clean, clear. I've used many different, I don't even remember the brand Nobo Sound or something. It was like a Bluetooth amplifier where you can hook up any speaker that you want to the amplifier. It doesn't have to be this style. So I thought it would be great because I could use small, shallow speakers and any kind of speaker that I really wanted to be able to put it in a smaller box like this, like the Makita one that I have here. So I tried that one out first and the sound quality was horrible. There was like static in the background. It wasn't a clear like connection. I'm not 100% sure why I mean, maybe it was just the amplifier itself just didn't have that good of Bluetooth quality, which I bought the upgraded 2.0 version, which I might as well got the 1.0. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Either way, it was garbage. So these by far, I've used these, like I said, in 10 different boxes, and by far these are the best quality ones that I've ever gotten so far as sound wise, volume, or you know, the loudness of the speakers. I mean, it's just they're literally phenomenal. And I got these Amazon used for like $20, literally $20, and they're originally like 80 bucks. So I mean, altogether with my battery, I think I got 2 of those same batteries, which I already used the other one in another radio box that I built, but I got 2 of those batteries for 20 bucks. I got this Gang Rocker switch for $20, and then I got the speakers for $20. The box obviously was free because I have a friend. Thanks, Tristan. So the box was free, so I got 2 for 60 bucks in this speaker. And I mean, maybe with a little bit of wiring and connections, I mean, you could say 70 bucks, $10 in wiring and connections. I mean, you get a whole spool of wire at Advanced Auto for 10, 15 bucks, if that. And I mean, you could wire 20 of these boxes with one spool. So maybe like 60, 70 bucks altogether if you can find them on Amazon used. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Like those 8-inch ones in my ceiling, I spent $130 on those. They got a magnetic grill that drops down, and I mean, they honestly scream. I love those speakers to death. A buddy of mine does home audio and video as his profession. He told me that I should have got the Sonos, which I looked that baby up, and I told him I ain't got the bread for no Sonos, but I got the money to spend on these Pyles. And he told me that, you know, the name Pyle, they got the name Pyle for a reason, because they're a pile of so I was like, yeah, you know, I'll give it a shot and see. And I put him in. I sent him a video of it. He came over to the house and he couldn't even believe how good they were. Like literally, he was like, man, I you know, I shot myself in the foot on that judgment. He's like, these are very nice speakers, quality's crisp. Either way, I'm talking and gabbling a lot, so I'm gonna get these holes drilled, get these speakers mounted in, cut the hole for, or drill the holes for the switch panel, and then I will cut you back on and show you what I got. Cool. All right, I just wanted to show you. Where'd I put the plate? Oh. So I took my plate, I marked out, traced out all my holes, Sharpied all my little holes. These are all my little Sharpie marks here. That one, that one, that one. That's to mount it. So I just drill it in the center, and then I'm gonna use my Unibit and blow these holes out bigger. That way, once I set this on, I can drop the gauges right into it, and boom. As far as the rear goes, I took the speakers back out. I've already drilled the holes for it. So I have my holes drilled for my speaker. I just don't keep the speakers in the box while I'm doing this because obviously speakers have magnets on them. And when you start drilling and cutting all this metal, all this shavings and whatnot, that gets all over the speaker, the magnet, and it's just a mess to clean up. So you're just better off putting the speakers off to the side and just, you know, setting them down. But you can even see like there's a little bit already on the speakers from when I was doing like just small drilling. So keep that in mind. When you're drilling and cutting all your holes, just cut your speaker out first, get all that situated, and then basically once you're done with that, it's, you know, plug and play from there. You just start mocking up where you want to, you know, install your rocker gang switch panel, and you know where your battery's gonna fit good. And all right, so the camera died in that last little clip, but I already drilled out all the holes now, besides the ones to mount the plate there, so you can see I already test fitted with one of the, wherever I put it, goodness gracious. So I already test fitted the piece to make sure that it'll just drop down in there. I mean, I don't want it like super loose, but it will fit down in there no problem, as you can see. So once you put the plate on, it'll be even better. And then the cool part is with just drilling out these holes is that once you put this on, you can use these lock rings to hold the plate to the box also with the screws. So once you get this on, you know, you'll be able to thread this on from the inside of the box and keep this plate nice and snug. And then, you know, either way, you can't put it on, you know, before, or else it'll stick off the box, you know, and it'll be floating up. So you got to put the, you know, the lock ring underneath or behind the box to hold it snug to the box. But other than that, yeah, I just wanted to show you what I did there. I still have to drill these 4 holes. This was my marker saying that that was the center of the box, and then I just lined the piece up with the center of this bracket as good as I could, so that way it was nice and even and it looked straight. But yeah, no, this is basically it right here. After this, now, as far as this plate goes, it comes with a set of screws to mount it. Now, you can use the screws, or you could just use rivets if you have a rivet gun. Now, you know, some people might not have a rivet gun. If you do, that's good. If you don't, you know, they're not that expensive from Home Depot. You get, or even Advanced Auto sells a whole entire rivet gun kit that you could buy. I'm not gonna say it's the best quality as far as the tool, but it'll get the job done, and it's probably like $20. But this is the bag of screws that it comes with. It's just 4 black screws. Typically I drill the holes a little smaller. In this case, I'm just gonna use the screws. I can always change it out whenever I honestly want to. But just for simplicity, or you know, for somebody else that might be in the same predicament that doesn't have a rivet gun, I'm just going to use the screws. So this is what the back side of the box looks like. Wait. The front side. This will be your battery charger here, the cigarette lighter, your dual USB port, your voltage meter, and your on and off switch. So you can control everything. Now, all I have to do is put the battery in and start up the wiring. I just wanted to show you guys. It comes with the stainless steel screws to mount it. If you drill your holes small enough, you won't have to use these little brackets that, you know, keep the screws there. I don't know the technical term for it, but you know what I mean. It comes with all that hardware to do that. So like I said, you drill the holes a little bit smaller and you'll be just fine. You won't even need to use those little brackets to hold anything down. So I just got to grab some of my wiring and my stuff, and I will get started on wiring it up. Cut you back on when I do that. Alright, you guys. So I got the wiring all set up. It's all hooked up right now. I'm going to try to link it up to my phone. I'll flip you around here in a second, show you what I did. Let's see. So I got my phone out. I got to link it up to my Bluetooth. Turn the power on. I haven't charged this battery yet, but it's already got 12.2 volts. My dual USB port. And then you flip the speaker around to the back side here. And this speaker lights up red until it's linked up. So now I'm gonna go to my phone, link it up with this device. Now it's blue and it just hooked up. So I'm not sure how I can play music on here without it being copyright, but
I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't going playing ball, but I'll show you how.
But yeah, you get the point. I doubt it sounds good on my camera, but yeah, that's my Bluetooth radio for under $100. I got all my wiring junk out. I mean, all this stuff is from Amazon. So if you're looking to do the same thing, or you want to go ahead and attempt to build the same radio and use the idea, that's why I uploaded it. Might as well. I'll open this back side here so you can see what we're working with. The last thing that I have to do is basically I have to either Velcro my battery down or hot glue, or I think I might cut in. I left this a little long so I could cut in a inline fuse for the speakers, but other than that, that's my wiring. I use one of these little foam blocks to like hold my wiring down in there, and I just drilled a hole through it, hollowed it out. But I just used all these heat shrink connectors. I haven't heated them up with my heat gun. But yeah, you get the gist of it. That's what it looks like on the inside. Not too much stuff going on. I've used this battery here in my other radio box that I built, and I think I can get like 6 or 8 hours out of running the speaker all day. Just on this 12 volt 2.2 ampere hour battery. Yeah, that's it. It's basically hooked up. Like I said, I gotta hot glue the battery in, and that's about all she wrote. Shut it up real quick. Yeah, that's it. It's an old Porter cable box. I don't even, Magna Clinch or something, but yeah, that's my $100 Bluetooth radio box. I built another one. I put it in my jet ski just to bring it out to the beach with us one day while we sat out on the beach and all barbecued and whatnot. But I mean, it doesn't weigh anything. It's probably like 10 pounds or so. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't get in all the clips of me or the video of me, wiring it up. It's not very hard. It's just 12 volts and a bunch of connectors and heat shrink and whatnots. But yeah, hope you like it. Hope somebody gives me a thumbs up for it. I've been doing this for a while now. I just never really videoed it. I will show you a couple other ones that I built. But yeah, have a great day. God bless. See ya. Alright, I just got done finishing up some of the wiring. Well, everything for the 12 volt side. So now, flip the switch. Gives me the voltage and the current draw. My light's on for my speaker. Just gotta hook up the other one. Bada boom, bada bing.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing. It's not a game, it's a rich thing.